Welcome back to the artist always known as Alejandro. Hope you're enjoying drawing along with me. And we're just going to keep going on. We're keeping it Marvel. I know we just did Spider-Woman. But I was feeling this guy only because this is a drawing I started in 2023. Okay, this might be cheating, but I never inked this in. So yeah, I usually draw the pencil sketch first with you. But in this case, I did it already. Of everyone's favorite Canuck mutant, Wolverine. Hello, Logan. So yes, I did draw him. Back then, I never inked it. I don't know, whatever reason, I just didn't finish. So that's why I'm easing in the pencil layer so you can get a nice look of what I've done so far. And I like what I've done. And this is the first drawing. That's a close-up. Most of them have been full body or like half body. It's the first one that's a close-up. I just like this one with Wolverine showing off his claws, meaning business. You don't want to mess with this guy. He's the best he is at what he does, bub. One of his famous lines, first introduced fighting the Hulk in his famous yellow and blue costume. And joining up with the all new, all different X-Men. And it's history from there, man. So, let's say we start inking. You kind of get the idea of what happened here. What do you mean, Alejandro? What I've done already. And if you need some base, obviously we did circle here for his face and that, which I think you can kind of figure out. And all that. Right? Neck, muscles, bang. So let's get into actually inking him in. I wonder, I've never tried this, to try and keep it in the style I have. I kind of like the way the pencil is, this gritty look. It's so hard with inking. I want clean lines and then adding everything later. Because here it's a lot of back and forth, but see, it just doesn't translate that way. There's this delay. Maybe if I change the stabilization. Well, let's make it clean and we can always add stuff later. Okay. I'm going to start with his cowl and these Logan. I don't know what the heck to call them. Ears, hair. I never understood what to call those things. I mean, it's a great feature. And obviously his hair was in the style of this, so he pulls the mask over it and wow. That seems a little preposterous, but it's such a cool look. And you see, oh, that's Wolverine. This rugged chin. And I don't think I formally knew Wolverine until the 80s. I can't say what my first introduction to him was. But my friend Jeffrey and I had an X-Men comic written by Mr. Chris Claremont and drawn by Dave Cockrum, who I met. It was called Kitty's Fairy Tale, where Kitty Pryde did this fairy tale to tell Colossus's little sister, Ileana. Little bedtime story to keep her, well, get her to sleep, right? Bedtime story. But she made this story called Kitty's Fairy Tale, where Kitty was a pirate and Colossus was her dashing, swashbuckling sidekick. And they had very funny versions of Wolverine and Nightcrawler, and I think there was Storm in there, and they went up against this dragon. I think actually they went up against Phoenix. They made her still a villain. And so we voice-overed. I can make it a past tense verb. We did a little voiceover with some sound effects and music from like Star Trek 2. We just did the fairy tale. We didn't do the entire issue. We just did the fairy tale. And it was fun. And that was the beginning of some crazy other experiments in doing audio. I told you we did one with the New Mutants and Spider-Man and Cloak and Dagger. We also did one with the Fantastic Four where they were fighting Skrulls, but not knowing they were Skrulls. And some of the Skrulls were X-Men. Spidey was a guest star in that. Yeah. And of course, Wolverine had that awesome miniseries in the 80s, written and illustrated by the one and only Frank Miller. That was something. Never seen that. He did say a lot of, "I'm the best there is at what I do." He said that a little ad nauseum. And what I do isn't very nice. Of course, if you got claws. And back then, I really had no idea he had a healing factor. I just know, oh, he was this guy with claws. Looked pretty damn cool. And another thing I think I did on my own was they had the Secret Wars back in the 80s. It's a comic book combining all the superheroes with fighting some villains. I mentioned that before. Wolverine was among them. And I recorded that all by my lonesome. The recording of that is, I think, lost in time. Lost to the annals of time and weariness. It's because tapes wore out and I just kind of recorded on anything. I really wasn't too concerned about getting a really good tape quality. I was just recording whatever I had left. Yeah, these claws, I mean, you could draw his claws. I know a lot of people like to draw the claws with this kind of tip at the end, this kind of round thing. This is how it was in Deadpool and Wolverine. But I'm going for this more of a blade kind of look. Just kind of how they were in the first X-Men movie. We'll get to that. But first, come on, Wolvie. Ooh, wow. Let me go this way. And then he was brought to life in a great way in the early 90s with that X-Men cartoon on Fox Kids on Saturday morning. And that actor was perfectly cast. That's the voice I want to hear Wolverine have. Oh, I think I told you there was one the same company that did Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Yeah, they had him there. That's right. They had him on Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, but he was Australian. What the hell was that? It's like, hey, I want some fruit here. No, I want some shrimp on the barbie here. He's Canadian, not Australian. Not that he couldn't have been, but it just wasn't working. But the other guy did this voice, and it was awesome. His claws are really crooked, but we can fix that. The X-Men went on for quite a few years. Then it ended. But then, magically, Disney Plus got it revived last year with X-Men 97, and holy moly, I think they got almost all the original voiceover actors to be in it. And they elevated the game. That was amazing. Such a well done series, really great stories, and they got away with a lot. There was some tragedy, there was some hard stopping stories, high adventure, raised stakes, things you would not expect in a cartoon, an animated series. Normally aimed at kids. So there was stuff adults would definitely appreciate. Let's see, what are you looking at, Mr. Wolverine? Let's drop the veil back. Oh, it looks like, oh, bye. That's it. Got all this gritty stuff going on here. Can deal with that later. For now, we have a little bit of a base. What's going on here? You know how it can be with this artist. Always known as Alejandro. I don't know why I had to go into the Captain Kirk mode for this. But why not? Well, I decided to make him bigger. He wasn't really filling up the page. It looked kind of lame that he wasn't. It was just this little thing in the corner. So I played around with some things here. I even made his claws its own layer. Look at that. Snicked. Snicked. That's the sound his claws make in a comic book. So there he is. The Wolverine. Time to add some other layers. Right. Okay, here we go. I'm going to try to make him look a little more gritty, like my pencil drawing. Not too gritty. I do like to add this, we have like that. So his cheek muscle will be like. I'm not going to have him with stubble. It is kind of funny that he has the hair coming out here and up there, and it just kind of gets tucked away when he puts the mask on. He's Wolverine. He can do that. Because he is the best he is at what he does. Not denying that, man. Thicker neck muscles because he is thicker. Bigger. Well, in the comics, he's this short dude. I think he's like 5 foot. And they cast Hugh Jackman to play him at his 6 foot height. But it works. Hugh did a very good job as the man. Oh, that's here. Oh, God bless you. Captured the essence of Wolverine, even though the look was great. Doug Gray Scott. That actor was supposed to play Wolverine. But thankfully, he got delayed in filming Mission Impossible 2. Or else, he would have been the Canuck. Well, we never probably would have never heard of Hugh Jackman, I bet you. That looks good enough. Hey, play nice. I started doing these like chest muscles here, but we never really see them because I'm doing a close-up. I might show a little muscle that would normally come here. Of course, there's going to be this going on here. Where his things go, we're going to have some hand muscles, because, and even maybe you want to think the bulge of the claws popping out. They're coming right out of these sockets. And there's still metal in there. Because of his adamantium skeleton. Imagine if we had adamantium skeletons. Jeez, we could take a fall. Love his power to heal. That would be so nice. Never get sick. Jeez, even like common cold would be gone. Let's this. Get some here. Might add something here. I kind of want to add some kind of, but I will do it like that. Just those little lines, man. Let's see. Not too bad. But now I kind of feel I got to add something here, right? I'll add just this. Come on. There we go. So Wolvie. These little ringlets where his claws pop out of. It's a thing. It's a Wolvie thing. I can call him Wolvie. We go way back. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, thinking back. Yeah, we didn't know what else play Wolverine. You. It's funny, and Deadpool and Wolverine, there was Henry Cavill as Wolverine. That was pretty funny because they were in talks about him possibly taking over. Superman himself, the Man of Steel from the DCEU. And Cavilverine, I think was what they called him. I do want to add something because these just look like these plain things. You know, they look weird just sitting there without any detail or anything going on. Now the claws. Claws are a funny thing. I could. See, what does the texture pen do? It doesn't do anything. See, I like to have kind of just the slight, when doing a little bit of reflective material, it's kind of good to break up the line. You know, just doing a straight line, it's like adding mortar, but if you kind of break up the line and give it a little, maybe a little wave, you can make it a little lighter. That kind of thing. It kind of looks like metal. And you could do something here. I've seen them do this thing too. We add a little bit of our extra lines up here. Just give you kind of the essence of the tip of these claws. It kind of just accents them. Let's see. Let's go wide. We put the lines a little closer. Let's see. No need to go that crazy. Erasing the lines. It kind of works, but this just seems kind of plain, man. Let's see. It seems like it's too much now. You have these lines that just kind of come here up the, just a little bit, kind of accenting the cheeks. Oh, could do the lip thing there for that. I think I like a little more detail here. Just this close-up stuff. Yeah, I'm feeling that. It just seems so blah. Like there should be more here. You know what I'm saying? If I go a little closer and slower, I get something else going on here. To do this thing to the cheek. Even add a little something on the neck here. Give a little something here for the shoulder. Let's go wide again. Alright, Logan. Yeah, you look pretty nice and gritty. I like it. And if you're feeling it frisky, you can even add a little glare coming off this claw. Just so people know it's a claw. And if you get skewered by the man, it's going to hurt. It's going to leave a mark. Save, baby. Way to go, man. Want some fruit? Yeah. And I want to do something a little bit more just here. It's like you got all this stuff going on here. It's just like this, just a little accent of stuff I want to add. Just a little bit. Yeah. The shadows back here mainly. Light's coming from here. Just a little twinge of stuff on his glove. There we go. It's these little details. Tell me to step back and take a look. There's just like that one little thing I want to add. Just a little more something, a little more something. One of my friend's mottos, sure if I did it on the other drawings, I think I did, is do it till it can't be done. Great motto to live by. It was nice to do a close-up for once, even though this was really hard. Because you're the best there is at what you do, right, bub? Couldn't agree more, Mr. Logan Wolverine. And after you give you a big round of applause. Ah, yes, I went there. Get a applause. Don't quit your day job. Thanks, Sean Connery. But anyway, thanks for looking at this guy here. Wolverine, drawn by me, the artist always known as Alejandro. Remember, you can always hire me to draw something for you. My link is down below for artistry.com. And my affiliate link for Clip Studio Paint, the program I'm using. You can always get it too if you want to order it yourself. All right. Well, thanks for joining me in sketching, illustrating, and drawing Wolverine. Until next we meet, keep creating.